whim. But I don't trust the American media, and most people don't these days. So, what's the truth about Venezuela? If you look at American history, it's all about going around the world and toppling other governments that they don't like. That's the state of the world today. Nothing else I really want to talk about. My cough is back. It's King Clancy, the ghost, the one that haunts me. He doesn't really tell me, he was haunting me all afternoon. And I asked him, I said, Clancy, what is it exactly that you want? Because one of my friends, he's a business kind of guy, and that's what he says, to cut through all the crap, the people talking and talking and talking and not saying anything, because that's what Clancy did for this afternoon for about 3 hours. Talked and talked and talked and talked, but didn't ask a question. Just like a regular haunting. But I finally stopped and I said, Clancy, what do you want? Because my friend would have said that to somebody right at the beginning. What exactly is it that you want? Clancy's answer was, no answer. No answer. He doesn't want anything. He simply wants to bully me. The neighborhood bully ghost. Gonna have a good day today. Well, it's past 9 p.m. The day's almost done. What did I do? Well, you heard about my day. The reason I do these talks, despite the fact that, I only get 1 or 2 viewers, most of my videos, is because I watch the Lightworker, Daniel Scranton, on YouTube. And recently, on more than one occasion, the Arcturian Council, those are supposed to be beings from a higher dimension. What's a higher dimension? Well, they say we're in the 4th dimension. We were in the 3rd dimension, and we're in the 4th, and we're supposed to be going to the 5th dimension. Like the old song, The Age of Aquarius by the band, The 5th Dimension, from about 1965 or 69 or something. And they said in their video exactly what my issue was. Why make videos if you're going to get virtually nobody watching it? On a planet of 7.5 billion people, and you make a video and, you get 1 or 6 people, 6 views. I guess they're concerned that people aren't making their videos because, no one watches. But they said in the Scranton video, they say it's good. It's very good for you to speak, even if there's very few people or nobody that watches it. They said from their dimension, me making a video and, having like 0 or 1 person watching it makes a difference to the collective of humanity. That sounds illogical, irrational, and just bloody idiot to me. But Clancy, my ghost, and some of the other ghosts that hang around me, they really get antsy if I don't make a video. It's like they're looking at their ghost watch, we need to make a video. We should have made one like an hour ago. Get your buns in gear. We're going to make a video. So I do. And that's why, I keep making videos despite very low numbers of people that see, because I'm encouraged by the Arcturian Council and Daniel Scranton's channeling. And, if I didn't do that, then Clancy and the ghosts would make my life miserable. They want me to remind you that this is a comedy channel and that I'm a comic. I'm not really a comic. I'm not really an actor. I mean, the comic that we always think of is George Carlin, the late George Carlin, because he often talks a lot the same way I do about problems in society. And we remember Lloyd Benson, vice presidential candidate against vice presidential candidate Dan Quayle. Quayle was with, I think, the first George Bush, and Dan Quayle said something about John F. Kennedy, and Lloyd Benson looked at him. He was a much older man, and he looked at him and he said something to the effect of, "I knew John F. Kennedy, Mr. Quayle, and you're no John F. Kennedy." You probably could find the clip on YouTube. And that's part of what I told Clancy the Ghost is, I'm no George Carlin. I never met George Carlin, but, I didn't even see that many films, but enough to know this kind of thing that he does. And Clancy let me know that, well, I suppose you're inspired by George Carlin, because you do the same kind of thing. Talk about the problems of society and how a lot of it is based upon greed, stupidity, ignorance, racism, hatred. And that the solution, I don't say it that much. Well, my solution is usually, do your meditation a couple of times a day, but the kids thing, the dead kids thing, it's still bubbling around in me. It's coming back. There's two more big ticket items in my city that they want to ram through, even though we have the highest taxes. They want to spend $35 million on a soccerplex because we live in the north and we get snow all winter. So they want to have an area where rich kids can go. I say rich kids, but I think that's what it is, because it's the rich parents that are bullshitting and saying we need this, a place for our kids to play soccer in the winter, because, it's kind of the trendy thing. 35 million is nothing. It's a lot of money. And, I say to these people, well, when we were little, when it was winter, we did winter sports, A lot of kids didn't care how cold it was. They'd go out and play hockey outside on the outside rinks. And we used to ski. But, go back to the rich kids' parents. They have money still for their kids to go skiing. But, all the ski hills, we had 5 ski hills, and now we're down to 2. Declining population, plus the people don't have money to send their kids to expensive skiing with expensive skis and snowboards. But these rich kids, dads and moms, say, oh, we got to have a $35 million soccerplex so that the kids can play soccer in the winter. We even had indoor hockey rinks. And then the other thing is, I can't remember how much it was. It's this weird thing where the government's going to give a private organization millions and millions of dollars to build an art gallery. Oh, I like an art gallery, but we just had a large, two large courthouses actually in our town, um, replaced by a brand new, huge courthouse. So we had two buildings that were sitting vacant that could have been used for art galleries. No, no, we got to build a brand new. Let's go with another 35 million. I don't know. It's like big millions of dollars for an art gallery. I don't know who's going to buy the land, but it's going to be down on the waterfront. Who the hell is going to be able to afford the taxes to pay for the new courthouse, the new soccer sportsplex, the new elementary school, and the new art gallery? Well, I guess what they're going to do is take down a traffic light. They were going to build a roundabout where they put the crosswalk. We don't have any, but that was the great idea that they wanted to do. First one in the city, an unneeded roundabout. It didn't actually go through in the end, but why would you build a roundabout on a... It's just crazy. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing. Somebody must have gone to London, England, and gone to Piccadilly Circus and said, that's what we need or something. But, we don't have any in our town, and no one's going to know how to work it. And then, when it snows, I'm trying to figure out, where the hell is it? Maybe it's not difficult, but our snowplows have a lot of trouble, in some of our 4-lane arterial streets. It's more like they're 2-lane in the winter because they do a really shitty job on the curb lane. The snowbank goes halfway through the first lane of traffic, so you really can't use that lane. The city also spends a lot of money with great big front end loaders taking snow drifts away from, well, I guess I could see if it was really downtown areas, but it's like next to downtown residential areas, they take the snow away in dump trucks. I used to think a dump truck driver would make $35 an hour, but that was a long time ago. And that's what the driver makes plus the rental of this truck or whatever they charge out. Hundreds of dollars an hour to haul snow away from, not downtown, but next to downtown residential areas. The ways that they waste money, I call it corruption, because a logical person would say, we don't need this, and that would be it. But these things get forced on us, and our taxes keep going up. Extra billing for water bills, never-ending increases in taxes. So I say it's corruption, because somebody is getting all this tax money. I don't know. We don't seem to have any police forces that do any corruption investigation. But we did have one enormous, well, we've had quite a few, but one enormous investigation in Quebec province, construction, and crooked politicians. So it's not like it doesn't happen in Canada. It happens. It's just, it seems to be pretty rare that police forces investigate it. Follow the money, they always say on TV, but no one really follows the money when it's 35 million here and 35 million dollars there, and the people are taxed to death. So much so because the big union jobs aren't there because the industries aren't there anymore. The people's taxes go up. It's only 3% this year and 3% next year, 3% next year. And the Ontario province government, They're limiting provincial regulated occupations and provincial employees to 1%. So every year you're falling behind by 2%. Every year, another 2%. The squeeze is on. The squeeze is on. And, Justin Trudeau's government is always buying things for big corporations. Are they crooked? Why are they donating money to big corporations that don't need the money? They're crooked. It's the only explanation. They're unbelievably corrupt and crooked, and Canada's had nothing but corrupt governments from the time when I was a boy. Canadian history has been nothing but corrupt government, dishing out money to their friends and their friends' businesses. I'm sure Canadians can't really figure it out, because shouldn't there be somebody who's, well, I mean, a lot of these things come out over the years, but it just happens. You just put another government in, and it's the same thing. So, back to my political science 101, do we have a legitimate government? People really aren't education. People, they don't get political science. Not too many people take that in university course. They don't get it in high school. Legitimacy. Do we have a legitimate government here? We don't, but the people are poorly educated by the public school system. Very poorly educated, and in the end, even if I bring it up to somebody who knows about this, they're going to say, what are you going to do about it? And we look at each other, we look at each other like this, like, I'm so pissed off. What are you going to do about it? There's too many people spread out over vast territory. How are you going to organize these people? I used my internet forum today to talk about one problem in our city, that I'm worried about: kids getting hit by cars, where there used to be a traffic street light. But, if that's any indication, the people don't want to listen to a George Carlin talk about these kind of things. They would rather throw rotten tomatoes at this very poor imitation of a George Carlin comic wannabe. But, if I'm the one that's bringing this up, and anybody else kind of felt like me, that, we got to talk about this, they would see the response that I got from, the people that belong to the city message board. And they're not going to post anything. They're going to say, Clancy says he's got balls. I don't have balls. I don't have balls. It's so easy just to type something in on a message board, and they keep going back and going, well, I'll give you a little bit more because you didn't understand what I posted. Clearly didn't understand it. I'll go back and give them some. I was like, so many. Clancy said, I think we've had enough. I think we've had enough. And then you said, well, we could make a video about it. I'm over an hour talking on this thing. But, other people, after they see people in our city, if you bring something up, people, they're not going to support you for, making things better, talking about the corruption, talking about the problems, talking about the legitimacy of the government. No, they're going to pile on, and, I'm used to it. I'm an old man. I got gray in my beard. I know what it's like. But I think there's a lot of other people that see what happens to people who bring these things up, and throw rotten tomatoes at you, or laugh, call you an idiot. They don't want to post. It's not worth it. What did I really accomplish today? Well, the Arcturian Council would say, good on you. You expressed your feelings, and somehow it's going to help. But, to the logical, rational human, it's like, there's no support for my position. There's no support from, the bread and butter humans in my town. Clancy wants to remind me that at one point I was typing a long response to somebody's comment, and another one of the ghosts, Laurent, said, it's too long. And then I was getting kind of annoyed. It's like, leave me alone, leave me alone. I want to just finish this. I'm working hard. And they said, it's too long. So I started deleting. And then I could hear them kind of like swallowing, like, I didn't mean that. And I just kept deleting. I just hit the delete key and I kept delete, 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 delete. And they're going, I don't mean take it all out. I finally got almost all the way to deleting the whole thing, and then I stopped. And I just gave a little blurb there. But that was my day. Thank you, Arcturian Council and Daniel Scranton, for being my only cheerleaders. They don't know who the hell I am. It's a YouTube channel, and Daniel Scranton lives in Hawaii. I live in the Great White North. It's wintertime. All the same. I like YouTube.